So 90 days to Maui, what is it? It is an adventure. I am overweight, uncoordinated, over 40, and I have decided, you know, it's gonna be a brilliant idea. Let's learn to surf. So I want more adventure in my life, and I'm gonna give this a go. Now, I am in no condition to get up on a surfboard. I will probably damage myself if I attempt it right now. However, I have vision of safely surfing in Maui when I go to see my best friend in about 90 days. So I'm having the 90 Day to Maui challenge, and that's what this is all about. So welcome to my adventure. Thanks. So hi, Mandi-Lynn here. This is day 12 on 90 Days till Maui. And I just did the abs exercise of the TapoutXT, and I'm going to be doing aerobics. It's such a beautiful day here in New Zealand, and I want to go for a walk. So I'm going to do my own version of aerobics, and that's going to be in our native bush, which I absolutely love, and I haven't been to since I've started this, so I need to get back out on my bushwalks. So anyway, let's see a little bit about where I'm at today. Today is, it's become really clear to me that yeah, sugar's a bugger. And so I'm going to tackle it this way. Right, so here's what I used to teach. I used to teach about the brain development of children and how things get imprinted in their little brains. And one of the things that I used to use as an example is, imagine you've got a virgin forest, and you walk through that forest, and you go through it once. Now, it would take an expert tracker to figure out where you had walked exactly that first time. But if you walk that same path, say like, you know, every day for 30 days, it's going to be really obvious where you've been walking. All right? Now imagine that you've got, you've been walking that same path for 30 some odd years. That's going to be an LA superhighway through this virgin forest. Well, for me, that's the way sugar is. Like every emotion that crops up, that seems like a brilliant time to be having some sugar. So if I'm happy, sure, let's celebrate, woo! If I'm sad, oh, I still crave Ben & Jerry's, and they don't even have it here. So, you know, chocolate, any form of chocolate will do, pretty much. So now I'm on this journey, and if I want to get up on a surfboard, I've got to shed some of my extra poundage. And I'm not going to be able to do that if I keep up my sugar addiction. So I've got to kick this. And otherwise I eat pretty damn healthy. I mean, I'm pretty much paleo. I'm gluten-free. So most of the food that I eat is pretty damn healthy. Except for the sugar. And it does slip in. So I got to work on this 10 days. I'm going to be working on eliminating sugar from my diet. So how I'm going to do that is, I've got this super highway, right, of sugar. Now I've got to build an overpass. So I've got to come and change my way of thinking, so that if I start going down that super highway, which it's so easy just to slip back into it, I've got to redirect myself and stop myself and say, nope, we're building this overpass. And so right now, it's a really rickety swing bridge tied to two wobbly trees, like, but I'm building that foundation, and eventually it's going to become a proper overpass over the top of it. But right now I'm walking that rickety bridge, but each time I walk across it, I'm laying foundations for it to be stronger and stronger, until eventually it is going to be this really strong, easy path, and I'll be like, oh, no, not the superhighway, we're going this alternate route now. And so how I do that and how I'm going to get there is, every time I catch myself and I don't end up with sugar in my mouth, and I've got, and I stop myself and I say, oh, nah, let's opt for a piece of celery or a carrot or nothing in your mouth. You can actually survive without something in your mouth. Then I'll tell myself, or I'm going to tell myself that, see, this is how I roll. And then each time I do something that is more building up that overpass, I'll be like, see, yep, I'm building an overpass. That's how I am. This is how I behave with this emotion. I want to build an overpass because really what I have is I've got this core vision. And this is I think this is what has been missing the whole time before when I've been exercising, is I was doing it so I'd look good or look pretty or whatever. And I'd have these underlying things that were eroding away why that wasn't going to happen. Like for me, somewhat looking pretty also meant not being safe. That I was at risk of being, you know, getting too much male attention, and in my marriage that wasn't particularly safe. The bigger I was, the less temptation there was or anything like that. So that, it sounds strange, but when I go back and look at it, that was part of it. So by shedding the weight when in my first marriage, it would have led to an unsafe environment for my my son and I. So that was really odd. Now I thought that, and I thought, well then, you know, when my first marriage went kaput, which it did about 5 years ago, I thought, oh well, I'll end up shedding the weight because it'll be safe, and now blah blah blah. But I never did. There were obviously a lot of other issues and stuff in there that kept it on. Or maybe it was just simply I was so used to greasing the skids down that super highway, and any emotion that cropped up, I was emotionally eating. So my guess is that's probably part of what was going on. But now I have a different goal. I have something really important to me, which is adventure. So I have just tied my health and fitness to what I really crave in life. And I crave adventure, abundance, playfulness, and delight. So abundant health is where I'm framing that. I want to be strong. I want to have the ability to do all the things that I want to do and not be limited. My son, I remember I went on a camp trip because I was a nurse. They brought me along, and it was a hiking trip, and they had to leave me back. I was the nurse who was supposed to be there to take care of kids who fell or got hurt, and I had to go back to the hut because I couldn't keep up with the kids. Now that was embarrassing. First of all, that was mortifying. But the worst part of it was I didn't get to stay up with my kid. I didn't get to have that adventure with him. And you know what? That's bullshit. I don't want that anymore. I want adventure. I want to be able to do whatever I decide I want to do, and it not be a big drama, and me not have to wait a year till I get myself in shape to be able to do it, and then it never happens. It's kind of like when you have your camera, you know, if you don't have your camera with you, you'll miss the shot. If you go back and try to get it, you'll miss it. So it's the same sort of thing with adventure. I want to be able to do it if I want to do it. And in this particular shape, I can't do it right now. So that's where my motivation is. So hopefully that will keep me off my superhighway and move me to my overpass. But I'll talk to you a little bit more about how I'm going with that, because this has always been my biggest holy hill. And I just keep hoping there's another way around it. So I'm going to be building some overpasses. Anyway, take care. Hope you have an awesome day. And yeah, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
And then right before they touch, they can't touch. And release. All the way up. And release. Up.
Oh my goodness!
Again, if the upper back is coming off the ground, back down. What I want you to really feel so my hands are there, and you can't get your hands together. I need that further engagement in the abs to really burn the fat off. Hands together right there. And just...
Come on, girls.
I know we got cowboy with you today, cowboy. These are yours, my friend. You know where these are at. We're in tabletop position.